What is going on, everybody? GoofyRhexxi here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to the weekly headliner update, week number 60. Now, if you're new to the weekly headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, this week we got a lot of stuff to talk about. As usual here, we did get the Stark Armory Stockpile and then also the Festival of Fortune event. Number calculations have been done already, but some frustration here from the community, specifically on the Stark Armory Stockpile event. We'll talk about that here in this video. Also, Echo's event has ended. We still do have the imprints going on in the store right now, but unfortunately, the ranked rewards for the mirror image style of the part of the event have not been released yet. Did get some information on that, though. We'll talk about that briefly in this video. And then Young Avengers are a little bit of a disappointment right now from the community. I think there were some expectations that this team would be largely dominant, but unfortunately, it looks like there are some other counters other than Weapon X that can be used against it. We'll talk about that in this video as well, and so much more, guys, that we're going to talk about on the weekly headliner update. But before we get into it, here's a quick word from my sponsor. All right, guys, today I wanted to talk about a game I've been playing for a little while here called Rayboss. Now, there's going to be an event that's going to be starting in this game on Valentine's Day, and I wanted you guys to join on in and play the game, but also wanted your guys' support as well. Now, you might be asking yourself the question, what the hell is Rayboss? Now, Rayboss is an MMORPG game where you get to be a guild leader or a boss. You collect characters, which are called guild members in the game. You build them up, and then you go fight bosses. There's different game modes. There's some drag and drop mechanics. You go through dungeons, story modes. You can climb the tower. There's 125 different floors to climb the tower, or you can even fight each other. Now, right now, as I mentioned, it's a very good time to join a game. There's going to be a new event that's going to be starting on Valentine's Day. It's going to go all the way until the 25th. This is going to give you an opportunity here for you to earn some free stuff. This is also going to be an event that's going to be featuring myself and then some other CCs as well. The event is going to be called Show Some Love. With this event, you're going to have an opportunity to vote for your favorite CC. Hopefully that's me, right? And then you're also going to be able to get some other stuff. One of the cool things that you're going to be able to get here is a new character, or not a new character, but one of the featured characters, a rare tank in the game called Healers Adjust. You're also going to get some in-game currency, which are going to be called candy hearts that you can use for some useful items in the game. You will get an in-game title or chat, or title for your chat, which is going to be called Team GoofyRhexxi if you vote for me. And then for the CC that does win, there's going to also be a GoofyRhexxi skin that's going to be in the Rayboss game as well. So to be a part of this, guys, check out the links that are down below. There's an Android and an iOS link that's there. Appreciate your support, guys. Hope to see you in game as well. All right, y'all, welcome back. So the first thing I wanted to talk about this week are our Alliance events that are going on right now. Now, yeah, I'm calling them Alliance events. There's a Festival of Fortune event, and then there's also the Stark Armory Stockpile. Now, Festival of Fortune, very free to play friendly. Just do your basic donations. Everybody in the Alliance does their basic donations every single day. You're going to be able to complete all the milestones fairly quickly over that 6-day period. No complaints there. The orbs are pretty good. I've been getting some good gold from it, getting some good T4s, or decent T4s, right? I've actually enjoyed it. There's $8 every day. There's not $8. There's an 8 core offer in the store where you can get an orb every day. Listen, I'm liking the Festival of Fortune event right now. No complaints from me where that is concerned. Now, there have been some complaints about Stark Armory Stockpile. Now, I'm a little indifferent to this because I know that our Alliance, we weren't going to be pushing for this anyways, but in the context of what this looks like in the game, I definitely do see why some players have been frustrated by this portion of the event. So first and foremost, I always like to start off with praise, right? If you're looking at all of these milestones here, if your Alliance is willing to push to then coordinate and get through the Stark Armory Stockpile, there's a lot of really good stuff here. All this teal gear, the mini uniques, which are hard to get, right? There's a lot of these original pieces, origin gear that's here. You're getting some Elite 4 credits, Elite 5 credits. By the way, if you also hear any screaming in the background, all 3 of my kids are home and they're near me, so just keep that in mind. If you hear any screams there, it's going on right now. That's the reason why I figured I'll mention it. But origin gear here, teal gear, all the stuff is here. It's good. Like, you're getting some good rewards. It does require, though, that all of your Alliance members, all 24 Alliance members, in order to be able to complete the milestone, have to spend 450 cores per day. Over a 6-day period, that means that it's a total of 2,700 cores that you're requiring each member in your 24-person alliance to spend. And that's the portion that I think kind of feels a little bad, because We got the Voodoo campaign event that's rolling around here. There are different, each alliance is going to have a different style of players. There's going to be free to play. There's going to be light spenders. There's going to be whales. There's going to be crackers, right? Each alliance is going to have sort of a different sort of dynamic and makeup. So if you're in an alliance where you're one of the smaller guys or you're one of the guys that's more free to play and everybody else is kind of willing to spend the 450 cores and you're not, then you're kind of out of luck. Which, by the way, your alliance should know who you are by now, that you're not going to be someone that's probably going to spend 450 cores a day on an event like this to not have the expectation that you're going to do so. So I would hope that wouldn't ruin your alliance sort of participation or you staying in the alliance anyways. But this is something that does stretch alliances quite a bit, and I think that's where the frustration comes from. Also, I think when you're looking at the rank rewards, if you're tryharding, right, to be able to complete the event, you're going to need to spend, every alliance member is going to need to spend 1,050 cores if you're tryharding per day to be able to max out the event and max out the amount of cores that you can spend on a day-by-day basis, which is the equivalent of 6,300 cores per person for the entirety of the 6-day period. That, once again, is just super crackeny, super whaley. That's not really giving players a lot of really leeway, in my opinion. Now, you don't have to do that, but I know that there are some tryhards that are out there who just feels like maybe these events are becoming way too taxing. This is another way that they're viewing this and saying this is another way for you to stretch us and monetize teal gear, and that is just really kind of taxing on the entire community. And they just want to kind of go away from these events. Like, can we have an event that is largely free to play, where players can complete it free to play and not really, have to worry about too much, right? That's kind of what players are looking for right now, which I get it. I do think that there should be some challenging events, but I think that the series of events that we've been receiving so far seem very, very spendy, and that's pretty much basically what feels bad about it. So therefore, for me, my alliance, we decided to forego this. We're not going to be spending that many cores. We got the Voodoo campaign event coming around. We're going to wait for that. And then once, that's pretty much basically where a lot of us are going to be putting our cores towards. So want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I do see that there are different varying thoughts in regards to how people receive this event, which is fine. I'm just curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. My thoughts are, this doesn't really matter to me anyways, because I'm not spending the cores. I know what I'm willing to do. My alliance knows what I'm willing to do. I'll take the free stuff as free stuff. If the Voodoo campaign event wasn't around the corner, maybe I will consider 450 cores per day, because I do decent in arena where I can get some of that back. So I'm okay with it, but it depends on where you are, how you value your cores. That's kind of weird thing. So I'm just curious to see where you guys are thinking right now in regards to this. All right, guys, the next thing I wanted to talk about here is that Echo's event is done. Woo! Excited about that. Anybody else excited about it? I know I'm excited about the Echo event being done here. I was blitzing way too much, although they still do have the imprints milestone running right now. The mirror image aspect of the event is done, but we were not able to get our rank rewards over this past weekend, which brought a lot of frustration for the player base to the community, because this is like a culmination of, man, I didn't even want to do this event in the first place, or this event is whack, and then they didn't give the rank rewards after it. But there was a message in this that came out yesterday that talked about this. The mirror image rank rewards were not delivered due to a technical issue. This is a complicated problem that will require more investigation. In the meantime, the milestones review time will be extended, and we will ensure that players have ample time to redeem their fragments for rewards. We anticipate resolving this on Tuesday, and we'll keep you updated. So I wanted to pop this in here because I think, although the rank rewards were not released, and that was frustrating because I was looking for them too. I'm like, man, where are my teal orbs? I want to be able to open these up in the store. The store has a timer. It's going to be gone by XYZ amount of time. I need my uniques. I need my rewards so I can open up my orbs. It was good that they actually came out with a message that was decently timely, right? The event ended on Saturday. The message came out yesterday. So I think it was decently timely. Would have preferred if it had come out before then, but honestly, I'm understanding it's the weekend, so I'll leave it at that. But they did give us some sort of ease here and letting us know that they are working on it. This is going to be resolved on Tuesday, and that we'll know also as well that they're going to give us time, which means that they may extend the store, which I'm hoping that they're also going to extend as well the fighting spirit milestones, where you can still blitz and get these imprints, because I've actually really liked being able to use the imprints. There's a lot of teal gear that's in the store that I could use. As you can see, like I've grabbed quite a few of them. I'm gonna blitz a little bit more in a little bit here. I'm gonna try to see if I can grab the origin gear for Mystic, because that's gonna be my biggest bottleneck right now going into Dark Dimension 5. But wanted to kind of pop this in here and talk about this. Number one, if you weren't aware that the milestones had ended and you received their rank rewards, but also to let you know as well that they did send out a message to say that they are going to be changing this, and that they are going to be giving you ample time for you to still be able to use your rewards, and that the rewards should be fixed on Tuesday. So wanted to pop that in here just in case you weren't aware of it so far. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk about here are Young Avengers. We're talking about Echo, so we might as well talk about her team. Obviously, we got Kate Bishop. What was it, last week Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday at that? Because that's what everyone desires, is to log into a game on Super Bowl Sunday when they pay attention to the Super Bowl. But that's just me. That was a subjective statement. Don't worry about it. That probably has no relevance to you. But either way, this team right now, the Young Avengers, some players are very frustrated with how this team is performing right now on war defense. The expectation was that they thought that this team would be able to beat, every team essentially, except for Weapon X, except for pretty much basically except for Weapon X. But that's not been the case. We've seen footage of where Infinity Watch has been able to beat them, depending on how big the Young Avengers team is. And right now you're seeing some footage behind me where I'm using X Factor against them right now, and I've already deleted Kate Bishop. And if you scroll all the way to the very end here, you'll see that I was able to take out the entire team with using my X Factor Zemo team. So there's been a frustration here where the expectation was that this team was going to be able to beat every team. But when I look back at the blog post, there was a blog post on the January 21st where they introduced Echo, or mentioned that she was going to be coming into the game. And I look back at one of the lines that they said, this powerful team will be formidable against Infinity Watch and many other top teams in Alliance War. Let's get to know the newest Young Avengers. So they said it's going to be able to beat many other teams. We didn't say it was going to be able to beat all the teams, right? So I think it's actually a good thing that there are some other counters that are not just this top tier legendary team that is out there. I'm happy to know that there's somewhat of a breaking point, right? Where if you have a bigger Infinity Watch team, you can punch down against Young Avengers. I'm actually happy to know that as well, because one of the things about Heroes for Hire is that they were really annoying. Even on a punch down, they were really annoying. And I was a little concerned that Young Avengers would be that way, and it's not that way. So I'm actually kind of happy that that's the case. Now, they're still very strong. Like that matchup that I just showed you with my X Factor Zemo team going against them, there were a couple of times where I lost. I won about 80% of the times, but there were a couple of times I lost because I won an ability block Squirrel Girl, and then Kate Bishop was able to do some damage. So therefore, it's not like a guarantee. Like, you still have to play it well in order for you to be able to beat it. Even with Infinity Watch, you have to play them well in order to be able to beat them. But I think players are upset because they spent money on it. They thought they were going to be able to beat every team, and then they're not able to beat them. But in terms of their text and what they worded and said, that was never the case. But maybe what they wanted was, hey, let us know that there is a break point with Young Avengers, that if you get them to XYZ level, then Infinity Watch won't be able to beat them. They kind of wanted that to be the case. Now, I don't know where you guys stand on this. Personally, I'm cool. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with where they are. One of the other frustration points right now is that Kate Bishop's passive ability is not working the way that it is intended to outside of war. Something with her health pool, where they get below 50%. It's not functioning correctly outside of war, which obviously is very frustrating, because if you're spending money on a character and the character is not performing the way that they're supposed to perform, then that creates a lot of frustration for players who are spending money on those characters. But for me personally, as the Young Avengers team entirely overall, I'm okay with them not being Heroes for Hire 2.0. I'm okay with them being a very strong war defense team that is definitely worth investing into, but not beating every team in the game, because to me at that point, it's not fun. There has to be some way to be able to theory craft and beat them, and I'm happy that there's a way to theory craft and beat them. And if you even play that theory crafting wrong, that you can still lose against that team, I'm completely okay with that. Let me know where your guys' thoughts are when it comes to Young Avengers. All right, and the next thing I wanted to talk about here is we got this information over this past weekend as well. I think it was actually on Friday night where they talked about game performance issues. This was Friday night. So this is what it reads. With the release of the version 5.10, we've received reports of an elevated number of performance and stability issues, and the team has made it a top priority to track down and address these concerns. A hot fix of version 5.10.1 was released, which addressed some of the issues, but not all of them. The dev team is currently working on another hotfix version 5.10.2, which will implement a number of memory footprint reductions. Basically, this is improved usage of memory, which is important. Introduce a reduced visuals mode that will, in the event of certain soft lock causing errors, allow combat to complete without animations or VFX. If anomaly detected message is displayed, there will be a button to show more data about the error to provide more information when players submit screenshots to customer support. Additionally, the team is also investigating a number of reported combat-related issues, including but not limited to characters appearing in a T-pose, which, by the way, is one of my favorite ones. Like, I've seen Emma going into arena matchups. It's been funny to watch it. Not funny, though, when it crashes, but been funny to watch it. And then the dev team regards these issues as critically important to address and is dedicating significant resources to fixing them. Ensuring an uninterrupted quality experience for our players is paramount, and we will keep you updated on the progress. So first and foremost, thank you for addressing this, right? I think this has been one of the most frustrating things. There's still players who report to me this day that they still can't get past 30% on their phone. Like, they can't do it when they're out. They can't play the game when they're at work, on their bathroom break. You know what happens there, but on their bathroom, they can't play the game. They can't do it outside of home. They have to be on Wi-Fi, and that's frustrating. This is a mobile game. You're supposed to be able to play it on mobile when you want to, right? So I'm glad that they're addressing these issues, but it's been kind of too long. Like, I can't count how many times I've gone into arena matchups and the game is crashing on me, to the point now where I literally just log in and I just do my 2 arena attacks every day because I just can't be bothered with it, right? Because how many times have I gone? I can't count on my hand, or even on both hands, how many times I've loaded into an arena attack, loaded into a raid attack, loaded into a war attack, and then I'm about to finish the matchup, boom, crash, and now I just lost my energy. So now I have to spend 50 cores, or I have to spend 50 cores to be able to go back into that arena attack. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be bothered with it. So it's been really frustrating right now. I'm kind of going through this experience. I'm glad that they addressed it, but it shouldn't have taken this long because we've been reporting this now to them for over a few weeks. Also, I want to point this out too. If you are not on their website, looking at the MarvelStrikeForce.com page, if you're not in the Discords, if you're not on Reddit, then how are you all? Do you even know that this message was sent out, right? Why is there not an in-game mail that states that you mentioned this? Because I guarantee that there's a lot of players who are not connected to Discord, not connected to socials, Twitter, whatever. They're not connected, and they probably didn't even see this message. So this is something that they should address as well, to make sure that this information is also being released in game so that players can also see that. I just remember not seeing anything about it in game and then having to see it in Discord, having to see it pointed to me in Reddit. That's the only way I was able to see this. So that's something that they definitely should make mention of. I think also, or they should definitely look into, I think also there should be an in-game running tally. I think this would alleviate a lot of players' frustration. If there was an in-game running tally that stated, these are the known issues, right? Shuri, Fortifier, K Bishop passive, like that stuff, there should be an in-game running tally of, so that players can see and know that you've at least acknowledged that it's going on. There should be an in-game tally that says, hey, this is what's going on. We know these bugs are going on. We know these issues are going on, so that players can be aware and not just think that you're just ignoring them. So that's one of the things that I think that they should really kind of look into is, number one, whenever you're making statements like this should be an in-game mail as well. Because not everybody's looking on the socials, not everybody's connected there. This is a mobile game. People are looking on their mobile phones in the game. You should be sending out this message in game. Also, there should be a running tally of all the things that are going on in game. Also, there should be a running tally of the bugs that you're addressing, that you're acknowledged, that you're going to be fixing in the future. That's just my opinion. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are as well. All right, so wrapping up with just a few different topics here that we're going to talk about. So first and foremost, wanted to talk about Mojos Mayhem. There's going to be season 16 that's going to be starting. Hard to think that we're already in the 16th season, but there's going to be a new season of Mojos Mayhem that's going to be starting on Friday. Now, this one is probably going to be one of the most important so far for this year. And the reason why is because they're going to be increasing the amount of rewards that you're going to be getting for this event, specifically in relation to teal gear. So on the gear front, season 16 will reward a higher quantity of orange and teal gear. Teal gear will increase from 200 pieces to 680 pieces. So that's 480 pieces in total, with gear 16 seeing an increase in 300 pieces. So this is a very confusing statement in line. They did sort of clarify this a little bit to mention what this is, because the number doesn't add up. This is 480 pieces, and then they said it's going to increase by 300 pieces. Wouldn't it be increasing by 480 pieces? All right, let's move on. But that's either way, there is going to be some increases. Now, what I did get some clarification on, or what we got some clarification on, is that the pieces are going to be increasing here. My understanding is that this is going to be origin gear. That's going to be increased, so not the uniques yet. So I think in the future, one of the things that they definitely should look into is just like how you did with G15, is dropping some of the unique gear, like the mini uniques that are in there, because I know that that's going to be quite a bottleneck for a lot of players, but definitely the origin gear too, especially if you're pushing some groups. Like you could get caught up with skill gear, get caught up with mystic gear, depending on what characters you're trying to build or trying to bring into Dark Dimension 5. But this is good that they're making some changes here. I don't know if it's enough to move the needle for players to maybe consider buying the battle pass again. I know that I've skipped the last couple, so maybe I will consider it depending on what the pieces look like. I'm going to have to break it down and do the math whenever the new one goes live to see how many of each origin piece I'm getting, to see whether or not it's going to be worth me spending $20 in order to be able to complete it. They also mentioned too that origin gear will increase from 1,600 pieces to 2,352 pieces, with gear 14 getting 160 pieces and G15 getting 124 pieces. Is what they mentioned there as well. And also you're going to be able to get the Bishop's Marauder costume, which I don't know. I didn't necessarily like it at first. I'll keep it real with you. Like I wasn't like a huge fan of the Bishop costume, but because I kind of like the original, but I wouldn't mind at least being able to sport this one and switch it on and off every now and again if I feel like it. So I'm actually kind of I'm looking. Maybe I'll consider spending on the strike pass, on the battle pass, depending on. It's all going to be based on though how much of this gear am I actually getting? Is it worth my time? We're going to have to look at that when it goes live. Now, we also did get some other updates too, which is pretty big. Omega Red is going to be returning. This is going to be next week, Monday. So I know a lot of you guys have been farming like crazy trying to get Omega Red. So he's going to be returning back. You might be able to get a 7-star Omega Red this time, right? Now, me personally, I'm probably going to skip getting a 7-star. I'm going to go for the 6-star. I just don't feel like spending probably upwards of like 4 to 5 million gold just to be able to get my characters ready to unlock a 7-star Omega Red. I think a 6-star Omega Red is going to be fine for me. We'll get the 7-star on the next pass here. But remember, you need Nick Fury, Winter Soldier, Secret Avengers at 5 stars in order to be able to get him. Also, remember, this is a mythic legendary event. So carrot level 65, gear tier 12, ISO class 3 just to unlock him, and then that goes up for your 6-star and also your 7-star unlock as well. That information, if you're looking to see where you can get information on what you specifically need or require, remember to type in msf.gg. There's a section there where you can look at the legendary unlock requirements so that you can best prepare yourself to be able to unlock your Omega Red. So congratulations to those who are going to be unlocking Omega Red next week. But just keep it in mind that legendary event is going to be starting then. They're also mentioned a new milestone event, infestation incoming. They talked about infestation incoming milestone, where you can get some character shards, training ore fragments, ability materials, gear ore fragments by doing arena battles, blitzes, and then spending campaign and ISO 8 campaign energy. There's no date on this as of yet, so I'm not quite sure exactly when this is going to start. It could be as early as this Friday, but I have no current idea. They didn't give us a specific date on that yet. They also did mention another alliance contribution milestone as well. Alliance infestation milestone. Coordinate with your alliance and battle in raids to earn points towards a 2-day milestone that rewards gold ore fragments, teal basic catalyst parts, and other gear. I don't know. I think we got to see what the event looks like first. This doesn't sound as bad as trying to donate cores and stuff like that to be able to complete the milestone. This might not be terrible. We'll see exactly what this is going to look like here next week, this week, or next week. If the event rolls around. Let me give me a second. My phone's ringing. Let me silence my phone. So yeah, take a look at that, see what exactly you need, and we'll go from there. Gamma raids are going to be starting this week as well, as soon as tonight. Remember that there are going to be some new orbs for gamma raids this time around here. They did rework the alpha raids, the beta raids, and also the gamma raid orbs. So take a look at what those are going to look like. I'm curious to see what the orb contests are going to look like tonight once that goes live. And then Kate Bishop's Blitz is on Thursday. That's going to be a big one. I think right now, like I said, I think for that Young Avengers team, I think you really want to have a decent sized Kate Bishop, decent sized Squirrel Girl, and then also probably a decent sized Miss Marvel. I think you can probably get away with Echo and America Chavez being lower level or lower gear tiered. If you care about war defense, you can get away with them being a little bit lower geared. But I think for the most part, though, if you're looking to be able to make that team annoying, like having a bigger Echo, a bigger America Chavez is obviously good. Like it's going to help out your team. But Squirrel Girl, Kate Bishop, and Miss Marvel just because she's taunting and, you know, she's kind of taking a lot of hits. She's just being annoying, right? So I think that's the reason why you want to invest in her. But those are my three characters that I think that you probably want to put the higher investment into, in my opinion. But those are my thoughts on this week. Obviously, some frustration going on right now with the game. I try to stay as objective as possible. There's frustrations that I have as well, guys. I'll keep it real with you. I think that there's a lot of things that they could do to just make the game a little bit better. I think changing the events, changing it from this Kraken whale approach to be more free-to-play friendly, giving whales and spenders an opportunity to finish it quicker because they want to finish it quicker. I don't mind grinding for an event. I really don't. But knowing that I can grind for an event and still not be able to complete it doesn't necessarily feel great. In my personal opinion, I think making some changes to how we're able to see bugs and things that you're working on in the game would also go a large way, in my opinion. And then also, you know, just keep, like, whenever you're making updates in your game, just throw some stuff in the actual in-game mail so that people can see that, because not everybody follows your socials. So I think that goes a large way. But there's other thoughts that I have as well, but I'll leave it there. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. Hopefully you guys are having a good holiday. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. We'll have some more videos coming out this week. Also, don't forget, if you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel here, to make sure that, you know, you can, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll know when my videos do go live. Also follow me on Twitch. There's a bunch of links that are down in the Discord, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, which is another way for you to support the channel, even for only $2 a month. You can do that as well. Check out Rayboss. Those links will be down below in the description also. But until next time, guys, appreciate you guys so very much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe. Bye.